Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Book Mike and You, where we discuss the books that we have read. So, in the last episode, we were reading Pride and Prejudice, and we stopped at Elizabeth leaving Kent, and she comes back to Longbourn and reunites with her family, right? Isn't that where we?
Yes, yes, that's where we left off. Now things are about to get interesting. So let's just find out what happens.
Yeah, actually. So, Mr. Darcy had proposed to Elizabeth while they were in Kent, and Elizabeth rejects him. But later she gets to know more about him and why he's the way he is. And that actually, she starts having her opinions changed after reading the letter from Mr. Darcy. So I think she
Yes,
starts to see him in a better light. Um,
yeah.
yeah, does she regret rejecting his proposal though at this point of time? What do you think?
Yes, I think so. She does. But
Uh,
somewhere because she was not a fan of the way he approached it, the way he proposed her.
hmm,
Because she finds the way he proposed quite insulting. He had insulted her family, so she's still not over that. But she's definitely started to view him differently.
yeah, yeah. I think there's a slight regret there somewhere. And she actually also likes this idea of him proposing to her, right? Because sometimes she imagines, okay, if she had accepted him, then before leaving Kent, she thinks if she had accepted, then she would be introduced as a niece to Catherine de Bourgh. So she likes to dwell into these kind of thoughts.
Yes, and later on, when she does visit his residence, she also sees it that way that she could have been the,
Yeah,
sort of
mistress
like the
of
owner,
the yeah, yeah, yeah,
mistress. Yeah.
yeah, that yeah. So this is a point where I start thinking Elizabeth has that, like she lost something so good. I think I feel like she had an eye on his property or on the money. This is not so
Um,
obvious. Maybe it's just
I
me
don't
feels
think.
that way.
I mean, those were a different time, right? They did view marriage as like a financial security, right? In those
Ah,
days, and
okay.
that's how it was.
Yeah,
So
maybe
even when
that.
the man proposes, they look at the woman's wealth and how her father is doing, who the siblings, do they have any sisters, do they have any brothers? So in Elizabeth's case, from the very beginning, because they're all girls, uh, it's seen as a burden for
Mm-hmm.
the man, and that's why when her cousin proposes, even the cousin, he's when she rejects him, he's he cannot take it because he thought he was doing them a favor, the whole family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think one cannot help themselves from imagining that, right? Because you know that you could have been this mistress of this place if you had answered positively. Yeah, I think it's human nature. I think anybody would do that. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
felt that Elizabeth increasingly was regretting her decision with every passing day. Yeah,
yeah.
so anyway, so they are back. Yeah, so Elizabeth is back in Longbourn and she confides in Jane what has happened, not the proposal part. So, and she
About
does not,
Mr. Wickham,
Mr. Wickham.
about the
Yeah. And
yeah,
she also doesn't talk about Mr. Bingley because now she realizes that it was not at all Mr. Bingley's fault. So,
yeah,
if there is any fault that could be attributed to him, then it was just that he believed his friend and he took his word. uh, for
Yeah.
yeah, what is best for his future. Um, yeah, but and it's around this time that Lydia gets an invitation from Mr. and Mrs. Foster, right, to go and stay with them in Brighton because they are
Yeah.
from.
And
Mm,
Lydia is very excited. Her mother is excited too, but none of the others are very keen on this of Lydia going and staying away. Because knowing how Lydia is,
yeah,
they know that she will not make wise decisions. So her sisters are not very keen, even the father isn't. But with the mother's support, they she manages to go.
yeah. But and Elizabeth actually was very wary about it, right? When she talks to her
I think,
father,
yeah, she does even have a conversation with the father.
hmm, to not let Lydia go. But
Yeah.
Mr. Bennet does not take it so seriously, so he thinks it's good for her to have some experience. But yeah, he gives her credit for gives her more credit, gives Lydia more credit than she deserves.
But I was at that point I was thinking because Mr. Bennett, he was he was not too encouraging, but he didn't discourage it either. And when Elizabeth talks to him,
Hmm.
he, like you said, he gives Lydia more credit.
Hmm.
But as a father, he's not very, he was not thinking through, I felt.
Huh, exactly.
Yeah, but because when things went away, then he had a very different reaction.
Yeah, that is
It
true.
was like, it was only at that point he thought of it, like, oh, things can go horribly wrong. Or
Hmm.
like, in their version.
Yeah, so they were going to be, so these people are from militia and they were definitely going to be surrounded by a lot of military men. So, yeah, so we'll get to this part later, but yeah, something happens actually. So, meanwhile, Elizabeth goes to London with Mr. and Mrs. Gardner, so her uncle and aunt.
Hmm.
And then they decide to tour Derbyshire, right? Derbyshire is this place where Mr. Darcy comes from. It's his hometown. And one
Yes.
day, yeah, they plan to go and visit Pemberley. So Elizabeth was not so keen to go because sh she assumed if
She
he,
didn't she did not want to run into him.
huh, exactly. Yeah, because that would give a very bad impression, right?
Yes.
If she's
Yes,
there,
she's rejected him and then she's gone back to see
uh-huh.
his place.
Yeah, so that would be, and if he is there, then he would feel that, oh, she is trying to get back into my life. Oh, so yeah, I think that's what her main concern was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they visit Pemberley, and so this is this big house. It's so beautifully done. Um, so the house help gives them a tour, and she talks about Mr. Darcy and Mr. Wickham.
Yes, and she gives him a glowing review. She cannot stop speaking about him, how well behaved he is, how good he is, how good son he is, how good a brother he is, how good a owner he is.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Elizabeth is taken by surprise because this is not what she expected at all. And
Yeah,
I felt
especially.
that's when she started regretting, or when she started
Oh,
thinking if
yeah.
she made the right decision.
Yeah, she
Because
gets to know more of
and
his character, no, from this person.
yes, and she even tells her aunt, I believe, there was a conversation where she talks to aunt that could the house help be lying. So the aunt says that there's no need for her to do that, and
Hmm.
right, there was some
Exactly.
sort of conversation.
Yeah, and that actually
That's
talks a lot about his character, the way he treats his house helps. So,
Yes,
yeah, the way he treats his equals, we know that it's really good.
yes,
But we knew that he looked down on other people who were of a lower social class. But from what this woman has said about him, he's very nice to them. So I
Mm.
think
And
this gives.
also the sister, she says the sister is really nice as well, and
Mm,
again, even that takes her by Elizabeth by surprise because that's not the impression she had of both the siblings.
yeah, that's because of the story she heard from Mr. Vikram, who painted
Yes.
them in a bad light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what happens? They are about to leave and the grounds of Pemberley. She finally, yeah, she again meets Mr. Darcy. So he's there. So her worst fears are realized.
And come true. Yes.
Yeah, but
But I thought for me that part was the most fun for me because I could sense her embarrassment and I could sense his surprise in seeing them there. So
yeah.
for me, that was a lot of fun to read.
Oh, okay. For me, I was actually thinking like Elizabeth. If I were in her place, I would also be so embarrassed
Just
to,
run.
yeah,
That would
have
be,
been seen there. Oh God. Yeah, I totally get Elizabeth's point of view here. But he
yes,
surprisingly behaves very nicely to her. He was very civil. And then he um, inquires about her family, how she's doing, which again takes her by surprise.
yes. Because that was not the treatment she was expecting. And also, Mr. Darcy has a very nice conversation with the uncle. They're talking about fishing,
Hmm.
which is all very surprising to Elizabeth. This
Yeah.
is not the Darcy that she knew. So
Yeah.
she's getting to see a very different person.
Yeah. So it looks like both of them had thought about what has gone wrong, and they both,
Hmm.
yeah, made efforts to mend their character flaws, or not character
Oh,
flaws,
that's
but
character. Oh, yeah, but that's such a nice way to see it. And that is such a big sign of what character and intelligence, right? Like
hmm.
something is pointed out
Yeah.
about your character and you are trying to repair it. It's not
Yeah.
an easy thing to do. But if you are willing to do that, if you can do that, then that shows your character,
Yeah.
how good
There's
a
a big
character you have.
positive in a person for sure. So we see that in Mr. Darcy. So and then they leave, and again they run into each other while they were having a walk or something. Eh, Is it not?
Yes. Also, doesn't the aunt notice something between these two? Between her niece
Yeah, with
and
him
Mr.
being
Darcy?
so involved in a conversation with them, being interested to be in a conversation with them, I think she feels that there is something.
There is something.
Yeah, but she does not ask Elizabeth about it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, but then, so during a walk, they run into each other again, and Mr. Darcy invites them to his house for dinner. Okay, no, yeah. So, should we just go quickly over the story, or should we just go then give all these details?
I think we can just quickly go by because we are almost nearing the end of the
Yeah,
story and
yeah.
sort of the climax. So
Okay.
let's just,
Yeah, so he informs them that his sister is coming and he wants Elizabeth to meet his sister. So now this is very important. So why would he want Elizabeth to meet his sister? So there is something going on in his mind. Um, yeah, and Elizabeth feels that. Um,
yeah.
and so they go for dinner, and Mr. Bingley and his sisters, Mr. Darcy and his sister was there. They were all there, and they have dinner together and have nice conversations. Um, yeah, and Elizabeth realizes that Mr. Bingley still thinks highly about Jane, um,
Yes.
which makes her very happy. And Mr. Darcy's sister is a shy little girl. of 16, I guess, no?
Yes, I think, yeah, around that age.
Yeah. And yeah, and Elizabeth really likes her. So the next day or so, she gets a letter from Jane, um, informing her that Lydia has eloped with Mr. Wickham.
Yes. Yes.
So this is,
And this is such devastating news to her, and she doesn't know what to do.
hmm,
So quite naturally, her in Jane's letter, it's mentioned that her parents are broken and they don't know what to do. So
hmm,
I think in the letter, she's asking Elizabeth to return back quickly. And as soon as Elizabeth finishes reading this letter, she runs to inform her uncle and aunt.
yeah. And also
And at
Mr.
that point,
Darcy, yeah.
he comes in at that point, Mr.
Hmm.
Darcy, and comes in. But because she doesn't know what to do, she tells him what has happened, and he listens to her, he comforts her. And uh, he, as soon as the uncle and aunt approaches, he leaves. He
Yeah.
says, he asks her to take care, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And then she tells her uncle and aunt what has happened, and they quickly decide to go back home, quickly return home.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yes, exactly. So, yeah, how sad, right? So something was happening here, something was brewing in between these two people, and then again, bad luck for Elizabeth. This happens, and she had to go back to Longbourn. So when she reaches there, she regrets not informing Vickham's character to her
Yes.
family. So this wouldn't have
Hmm.
happened. So she just confided in Jane the truth. So nobody else knew the actual real character of Wickham. If Lydia
Yes.
had known, this would not have happened. And I think she blames herself a little bit for that.
But would she have believed her?
Lydia,
I don't think, knowing Lydia's character, she
hmm.
wouldn't have believed Elizabeth. Because anyway, Elizabeth is somebody who's advising and asking her to be cautious, advising her younger sisters, especially with Lydia. I
Oh,
don't think Lydia would have believed.
yeah, that could be true.
But
Yeah.
anyway, Elizabeth holds a lot of guilt for this, and her parents are naturally they're devastated. Her mother's crying
Hmm.
continuously, she's crying, and father. I think the father's left, right? By the time Elizabeth gets home, father has left
Yeah, look
um,
for Lydia, I guess.
to yeah, look for search for Lydia.
Yeah. So nobody knows where they are. They just and
Yes.
they also know that they were not married. So I think it
Yeah,
was,
and
yeah, it
that
brings
was a
a lot
big
of shame to
scandal
the family. Yeah.
in those days.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously, of course. Um,
That was a big concern, right? They were not sure if Mr. Wickham would marry Lydia. So
hmm.
that was
Yeah.
their bigger concern was that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So so Mr. and Mrs. Gardner also uh searches for them or not? Were they there as well?
So the aunt stays back at home for some days, and Mr. Gardner, doesn't he go along with the father, Mr.
Oh,
Bennet,
I guess so.
to
Because
look?
he
Yeah,
is there, I remember, but how he got there, I don't.
yeah,
So yeah, but then they were not able to get any information, so Mr. Bennett comes back home, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then later they get information from Mr. Gardner that they have been able to locate them, and
Hmm.
they have had a conversation with Mr. Wickham, and he is willing to marry Lydia if under certain conditions that every year he would be given what $100 or
Yes,
and then in total yeah $1,000 in the £1,000 or something before marriage or some sort. So this was a money deal between the families.
yes,
Uh, yeah, so Mr. Gardner writes to Mr. Bennett that he's willing to marry her. So you have to we'll have to give him this much amount. And Mr. Bennet is surprised that he just asked for so little.
Such a small
So,
amount.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he was glad that finally, at least, they are going to get married, so they were relieved.
Hmm.
And yeah, then
And as soon as the mother gets to know that she's getting married, it
hmm,
switches, right? She's now so
she's over
ecstatic.
the moon about her
Yes.
daughter getting married. Oh God, the turn
Yes.
it takes.
Yes. And
Yeah,
now she's busy discussing plans and discussing shopping,
yeah, getting a wedding dress for her daughter.
which Mr.
Bennett
Bennett,
dissuades her
yes,
from.
yes, immediately squashes her. He said, "There's no way he's providing for that."
Yeah,
So he's still very upset with his daughter.
as he should be. But the thing
Yes,
is, I
but
don't think it's her fault, basically. She's too
it's
young
not her
to.
fault, and she's really young. She's
Hmm.
15. And also, another thing that we should remember is in those days, 15 was an marriageable age. So, in her head, she's just found her husband.
Yeah, but you don't just elope with them. I,
You don't elope. You don't elope, but still, I don't know. Not so much.
yeah, but I think she was so glad that somebody like Vikram fell in love with her. So for her, in her view, so he has fallen in love with her. So
He's
just
fallen in love with her, and like it's always, she was always very romantic that way. So it is like her dreams have come true.
yeah,
And again, in their society's thing, again with five girls, and their financial conditions are very bad. So she knows that she's not going to get anybody of that
yeah,
great
yeah,
economic
because she thinks
standpoint.
that Vikram is a person with good character and a lot of money.
Hmm. Yes.
A lot of money, I'm not sure, but yeah, everybody, the whole community liked him, right? While
Yes.
everybody who seems to, yeah, actually not know him seems to like him. Yeah,
Yes.
so she gets married and then they come back home. So Elizabeth and Jane gives them cold shoulders, kind of.
Not exactly cold shoulders. Yeah, they're being civil. The father gives them a cold shoulder. He's and especially with the way she behaves. She has
Huh.
no remorse over her actions.
Hmm.
She's just the same Lydia.
Yeah, she's so proud
And
that she got married before all her sisters, all her elder sisters.
elder sister. She says that also.
Yeah,
But again, this is maybe in those days getting married was a big deal. Like the
yeah, that was like
one thing that
the
you do in your
success, I think.
yeah. And even the mother, the whole thing of the mother was just to get her daughters married off.
Hmm. But even the father, after he has spoken to Vikram, I remember like vividly him mentioning Mr. Vikram as a good son-in-law. Like he really likes this guy, doesn't he?
No, no, I think that was an error in the book.
Oh, is it?
Yes, that was Mrs. Bennett. Instead of Mrs., they've
Because this
put it
happens
as
twice
Mr.
in the book, okay? And I was really confused.
Yes, yes, that's it. Like it's very confusing because on one part you see that he's not happy, and the next second it's
Huh.
like he's happy.
Because he
So
compares
that doesn't make sense.
Mr. Collins to Mr. Vikram and he says, let's look at my, and he thinks something like that. So, can you compare
Yes.
Mr.
Oh, and
Collins to
also,
Mr. Vikram or, look at my
uh,
son-in-law kind of.
yeah, it was very shallow because she, something about the looks also. Like he's very handsome, and
And yeah, and well
so
behaved. It's just a show,
that's not
right?
how
He just
Mr.
puts on, yeah, this.
Yeah, that's not how Mr. Bennett thinks. That's definitely Mrs. Bennett.
Okay, okay, maybe, probably. And then, yeah, so they go off and then they start their married life together. And this is when things started again stirring up for the other girls because they get the news that Mr. Bingley is coming back to. a Longbourn to Netherfield.
Yes.
So yeah, so Jane is unsure as to what to expect. Um, yeah, but she decides that she's going to be friendly with him. There is nothing more there from his side, so she's just going to be civil as expected from a woman like her. And later
Yeah.
they do come and visit the Bennets, Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy as well. Mr. Darcy does not speak that much. Elizabeth does.
Much to everyone's surprise, right? Mr. Darcy visits them.
Hmm. Yeah, but
They were all surprised.
yeah, exactly. And Mr. Bingley does talk to Jane, and then they start getting more and more close. But there is nothing happening between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy.
Yes. And she's wondering at this point. So on one hand, she knows that this has happened because of Mr. Darcy,
Hmm.
that this meeting has happened, but at the same place, she's also confused why Mr. Darcy is not talking to her.
Hmm. And it's around this time that rumors spread that Mr. Darcy, the rumors of a possible engagement between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy spreads. I'm not sure how this happens, but it does. And Mrs. Catherine de Bourgh hears of this and she comes
Oh,
to,
rumors, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah.
she
So,
comes and
yes,
visit uh, Elizabeth to have a talk with her to
Elizabeth.
know whether this is the
Yes.
truth or not. So she asks Elizabeth whether something like this has happened. Are they both engaged to each other? And Elizabeth truthfully says they are not. But she discourages her, Elizabeth, from not.
Pursuing Mr.
Uh,
Darcy.
yes.
Yeah.
So
So she also tells that if, in case Mr. Darcy proposes, then she should reject. To which Elizabeth says that she can't do that. She'll do what she wants to, but she cannot give her word that she will reject him.
yeah, yeah.
With
So she was very headstrong. I mean, she was very stubborn about it. So she says, "Well, if
yeah,
he, yeah, I'm not going to reject him if he's." Um, Yeah, just she's not going to listen to Mrs. DeBourgh and just
mm,
go with her decision. So, so she does not give a proper reply, right? But she makes it clear that she's not going to just reject him based on what Mrs. DeBourgh has asked her to. So,
mm.
yeah.
Also, she says that Elizabeth should listen to her because Mr. Darcy is already engaged to her daughter.
Hmm.
To which Elizabeth asks, "Is that true? And how come she's never heard of it? And does Mr. Darcy know about this?"
Hmm. Exactly. So if because
That's
if Mr. Darcy knows this, then she has nothing to be afraid of, right? He's
yes,
not going to propose to another woman if he knows that he's already engaged to her daughter. So
yes,
she leaves Longbourn uh, furious because what
yes.
she wanted she did not get. So it's later that again Mr. Darcy comes along with Mr. Bingley to visit the Bennets. And it's then that they get to talk, right? They have a walk together,
Mm,
and
yes,
that's when they start talking. So once Elizabeth refuses to heed to Mrs. Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Darcy realizes that she still has he has hopes. I mean, he has chance
yes,
with her. Because if
yes,
Elizabeth did not want him, she would have just said, yes, okay, I'm not going to accept his proposal. But she didn't do that, and that was a clear yes for him.
yes.
So,
So
yeah,
in a
that.
way, Lady Catherine helped them to
Yeah,
get
to come
closer
together. Yeah, because I don't think Mr. Darcy would have had the courage to approach.
on his own.
Uh,
Maybe not.
yeah, because he doesn't know, right? Because this woman has already rejected him once, and he didn't want her to. they want to pursue her again. Like he didn't want to put pressure on her again, which is a good
Yeah.
quality in him.
Which is, yes, yes.
Yeah, as opposed to what Mr. Collins did.
Hmm.
Right,
Yes.
and I think that many men and women should get a note from them. Take a leaf out of
Yeah.
out of this person's book. Once a
Hmm.
woman rejects you or shows no interest in you, then just let her be. Okay, just
Yeah.
forget that and let them live their life. Just don't pursue them, don't stalk them, don't go behind them. That's not what you should be doing. So this man does
Hmm.
the right thing and he waits for a sign, and she gives a positive sign to him. And that's when he starts having this conversation with her. So
Yeah.
yeah, so then he decides to ask her father for her hand that day, that night. So yeah, so he does that. And after that, Mr. Bennet calls Elizabeth to his room and asks her opinion. What am I hearing? How can this happen? Like
Yes.
Mr. Darcy and you, like the two people that could not get along well, how did this happen? So he did not know, right, what happened in the past few months. So,
Also, I think somewhere in between, the aunt,
hmm.
Lady Gardner, had sent her a letter, right, of what
Yes.
really happened between Mr. Wickham
So true.
and Miss.
How could I forget? Yeah, yeah. This is an integral part, right? Yeah, go on.
Yes, yes. So in the letter, it is revealed that Mr. Darcy is the one who found Mr. Wickham, and he has given him a large amount of money.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just felt like, is this a bribe? But
Yeah,
so that's how Mr. Wickham agreed to marry Lydia.
yeah,
Not He did not settle for that small sum of
exactly. So he had this
Mr. Bennet
huge
from Bennet.
hand in
Yes.
getting Lydia married and saving their reputation, saving the
Saving the
Bennet's reputation.
reputation. And also, he doesn't see him as, I think later on it is when Elizabeth does talk to him about this. This also happens during the walk, I think, and then he proposes, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yes,
So
yes.
when Elizabeth talks to him, he doesn't see himself as a hero or somebody who saved their family's reputation. In fact, he blames himself for Mr. Wickham because he says that if he had put a lid on it, or if he had revealed Mr. Wickham's character earlier
Hmm.
on,
Hmm.
then none of these things would not have happened.
Yeah. Since the same thing happened to him with his sister, he
Yeah.
understands
Hmm.
how hard it is. And I think that's why he wanted to help so bad. And also because, yeah, his eyes were on Elizabeth, definitely. That was one of the reasons
Okay.
he did it. But most importantly, he placed himself in the Bennett situation and then saw that that was the best thing to do. Like if you have money and then if you can settle it, then that's the best thing to do. So,
Yes.
yes.
So,
And
so this
Elizabeth also
also,
realizes that, yeah, he's a good man, and also he's willing to go to that lengths for her. Yeah, which actually flatters her.
yes.
And I think for
So
him,
that,
he out of all the women, he chooses Elizabeth, is because she rejected him, not rejected him, she did not want him for his money completely.
yeah.
Right. I think she was only used to women being sweet to him. And this was the first
Hmm.
woman who was not. And he realized that, okay, maybe this woman is different. And he could also learn something from her. So she's not just going to say yes to what he does. So yeah, she's going to correct him if he's wrong. And he could learn and grow if they are together. I think for both of
And
them.
both of them, they do have a lot of shared interests. They both like to read, they both
Hmm.
like art. So, if we remember in the beginning of the book, when they're all together at the Bingley's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they talk about that.
They talk about books, and the Bingley sister is just pretending to read, but Elizabeth, she actually enjoys reading.
Yeah. So, and then Elizabeth settles this with her father. He tells him that she actually likes him. She's not doing this for money, or she is not under pressure. She actually likes his character. And Jane is also surprised in the beginning, but then Elizabeth explains everything to her, and then she is very ecstatic that this has happened. So everybody is over the moon about both this. So the Bennets are getting both of their daughters married.
Oh yeah, and yeah, and, Mr. Bingley has also proposed to Jane, so they're also
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
married.
Oh, yeah. That's for yeah. Of course, he does. And then yeah, that's how the story ends. So the
Yes.
girls are well settled. Now Mary and Kate is left, but they are still young. They'll definitely get good potential partners because of their
Oh
connections.
yeah, and also at the end, it's said that the young
Hmm.
Kitty, she visits Elizabeth quite often. Elizabeth and Jane both are sisters, and they are somehow able to teach her the ways of,
A
life.
lady.
And because Lydia is not around to influence her so much, she's grown to be a very, civil young woman, unlike Lydia.
Hmm. I
So
think
under the
Lydia's
right influence.
influence was what was making her choose the wrong path. Not the wrong
Yeah,
path,
and
she was
Lydia,
more influenced by Lydia.
yeah, Lydia hasn't changed that much. Lydia and Mr. Wickham. So they would try to visit Elizabeth and where they stay, but they were discouraged
Yeah,
because they would always overstay their. They would
welcome.
always overstay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the story ends with both Jane and Elizabeth well married. So, yeah, and then Jane moves near where Elizabeth lives, only few miles apart.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a beautiful picture, right? When you read it,
Yeah.
yeah. So these sisters who are very close to each other get to be close even after marriage. Not that close to interfere in each other's lives, but
Yeah.
now,
But the spouse is also friends, so it
huh,
all works out.
it's all ideal for these two girls. So this is how the story ends. So
Yes,
yeah.
we've come to the end of Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. Now we would like to actually discuss more about the marriages and the characters a little bit more. The how these marriages are going to turn out in our opinion.
In
And
our opinion.
exactly.
Yeah.
And in yeah, and the already existing marriages in the book and such things. We look forward to doing that in the next episode. And yeah, also share your views with us.
Yes. So see you. Bye.
Okay, bye
Take care.
bye.